Hi everybody. Today we are in module 13A and I'm going to be reading aloud a letter called Thank You Frontline Fighters. Much has been written about the greatest generation, usually defined as those born between 1910 and 1924, many of whom risked their lives fighting in World War II. Those who came after them looked upon that generation with great admiration and gratitude for their bravery and for the sacrifices they were willing to make for a greater cause. Perhaps some of you, like me, also looked upon that generation with a little bit of envy, because they had a chance to test themselves in a time of worldwide crisis, a chance to show their mettle. I often wondered whether baby boomers like myself and the generations that followed would do the same if we faced our own crisis. Well, I wonder no more. Now we confront a baffling, invisible enemy no less frightening as the world witnesses an ever-increasing death toll from the coronavirus. Pause the video here and answer question 1. We can debate for hours on end the appropriateness of the response to this crisis by our political leaders, but there can be no debate about the response of our frontline healthcare workers. Across the spectrum of doctors, nurses, and EMTs, to the hospital's janitorial staff, the frontline workers are responding in ways that make all of us proud. Pause here and answer question 2. There are countless stories of staff working around the clock, often without sleep. Healthcare workers across the country are risking their own safety, working without proper protection gear, with limited equipment and a scarcity of supplies. Many have gotten sick, some have died, and more will, but the fight goes on. While most of us do our best to safely shelter in place, our healthcare workers are in the battle every day, fighting this invisible enemy with the courage and sacrifice reminiscent of the greatest generation. Pause here and answer question 3. There are many noble professions in life. Teachers and clergy come quickly to mind. As a former hospital administrator, I have long felt that folks who choose to work in a hospital or as first responders are the noblest of all. They do their jobs for the sole purpose of taking care of you when you need them most. Pause the video here and answer question 4. So, to the noble men and women who staff our nation's hospitals, I say thank you, and thank you again. You are this nation's heroes. William Bill Moore, Atlanta. This writer was the 2012 chairman of the Georgia Hospital Association. Okay, we've reached the end of the letter. At this point, if you've answered questions 1 through 4, you are going to go on to actually starting to create your own letter of thanks to a frontline worker.